Howdy folks, this is Tall Trail here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and we are going to begin part 3 of 4 for a Patagonia bush trip. Legs 8, 9, 10, 11 today. Another long one, but that's okay. After that they get shorter and shorter and shorter, so that is good. If you remember how we ended the last video though, part 2, we ended part 2. I crashed. I did a ground loop and crashed. I haven't crashed in a bazillion years like that, so I looked at the video and it seems like two factors at play. One, the airport had a hill or a bump I didn't expect, and because I came in a little fast, I was planning to bleed off speed, but I bled off speed right before the bump, and the bump sent me to a ground loop. At least it looked that way. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I redid the flight off camera, let it run, came back just in time to land. I almost did the same thing again, but at stall speed, so I don't know what was going on with this airport, but something crazy was going on. But I did it. It was very frustrating to refly the longest leg of all the bush trips. But anyway, leg 8, 9, 10, and 11 today. Let's get going. Alright, and here we go. I already did a bunch of stuff because I wasn't recording. So we got the lights on, the fuel, everything. We got our elevation 7,300 because if we take a look here, we're going all the way to Whiskey Charlie, which doesn't look like much like that. But if you know where in the world this is, that's a lot. So we're coming out here. We have some airport mountain elevation. There's a ridge of the mountains there. We're just on the Argentinian border, it looks like. So gonna get kind of high there. 73 might not be enough, and then we'll stay up that high until we get to here, and we'll start coming down, and then we'll land in the plains because I think of everything in Minecraft terms. All right, so let's go back to scent here. We'll keep that like that. Everything is good. Let's go 75 and heading bug and zoom this out a little bit. I don't know why that's in that direction right now, but worry about it later. All right, everything is good to go. Flaps are all the way down. And wish me luck. Hopefully you don't crash my ticket. Yeah, that's the flap thing in front of our face. It's just because of trying to look out the side. Maybe I can move forward a little bit. There we go. Let's reset that as our side view because we can see better. All right. I'm so nervous after that scary landing. What had happened was I hit this ridge right there in front of us. See this ridge going up? I hit that, and I think I was going a little fast or something. And I see it's still... What's going on? Why is it doing that? Is there a crosswind? That's very strong. Weird. Anyway, I did refly the flight, obviously, because we're here now, right? And it took an hour and 27 minutes. So I just let her run, came back, landed just in time. I almost overflew the airport. But yeah, it was quite a bit of work for that one. So let's get our 64 knots, and then that'll be our IAS, and then we'll let the computer do the work here. Heading towards our way. There's 72. Come on, pull back, and come on, you can do it. Whoops, I went too far because I'm looking at other stuff. Oh dear, that was not good. And my sensitivities make this feel really heavy because I adjusted a few things. Flight director, autopilot, nav, and let's do IS right now, 67. Good enough. There we go. Hands-free, computer will take over. Okay, let's see. Everything's good to go, right? I don't think there's anything else to do now. Hour something. So in the last video, we did some sight music, some old school sightseeing music during sightseeing from 15 some years ago, and today we'll do some more current stuff. So enjoy the music. I'm going to anticipate a smooth landing. Oh my gosh, I think I'm just going to go right at stall and drop like a rock and not even roll. I do not want to screw up this landing. This is long leg, and I will see you in a little bit. It's going to be pretty similar to the last one actually, but no, more mountains, less water. Whatever, let's enjoy it together, and I'll see you later. So as I was enjoying the sights, I realized I never read the nav log. I just jumped right in. I was so excited to get going. So where are we at? What are we doing? We're heading towards Whiskey Charlie. Head out west toward past the shoreline, which we already did. Make your way towards a row. Mountains in the distance. That's all we see are mountains in the distance. As you approach, you'll see an outcropping. Fly along the slow grassy shoreline. Follow it as it runs northwest up to the rocky outcropping shoreline. That must be what this is here. Continue along until you reach the end of the shoreline. That would probably be there. Head southwest at the end of the shoreline. You'll want to follow the channel as it passes the mountainside at a bay. It's a straight shot south across a rolling rocky plain. If we didn't have GPS, how would we figure this out. I guess we would just have to rely on this somehow. Still don't know how we would do it, but I'm glad we have the GPS. From the bay, head north again, gaining altitude. Yeah, we might have to go even higher than this, shouldn't we? You should see a mountainous wall of rock, creating a dead end. To the north, once they're head west over the hilly ridge, you should pass 2 bodies of water. See a third, we should turn ahead north. Make your way up the glacial slope and continuing to gain altitude. Follow the natural path of the slope. On the western edge of the mountain peak is a short rocky slope. Make your way to the top of it. Don't crash into the mountain. Head north and avoid the mountain peak. So we might have to do some heading bug stuff. We might have to not trust the computer here. I think this one got skipped. Turn east and make your way down the glacial slope. Turn again and make your way north. Head across the lake ahead. This is Lago Haiki. Okay. Fly over the lake and head beyond it. Glacier Tyndall. Halfway around the slope, it's the eastern side. You see a rocky slope. Pools of water. Head down it. You should see a pool up ahead surrounded by snow and a river. Follow the river to a fork. Take the northwestern fork and fly towards a glacier. There's initially a wall of rock bordering the eastern side. Will quickly peak out, and there'll be another glacier creek. The creek will lead you a short distance to another glacier. Oh my goodness. Follow the river through the lake. Lake Olvidado. Make your way over the gravel bars, and you'll see a gap. Lake Escondido. Make your way over the lake. And there's another turn and another lake. Adjust your heading. Lago Argentino. That's Lago, not Largo. Lago. Fly up the eastern bank. The shoreline will bend off to the north. As you continue, you should see a dirt road. We're supposed to spot a dirt road. I will just spot the GPS. Carry on following the road. Across the plain. There's a plane. Okay. Again, it should be PLAIN. We talked about that like many thousand videos ago. It'll lead you past the cliff sides and ultimately to the city of El Calafate. Okay. El Calafate Airport. Looks like a long airport. And that's 7. So that's 29. So this isn't the way it's actually orientated. Okay, and then we'll find an airport. That's what it looks like. Okay, there we go. Now back to sightseeing. I want to look up El Calafate on the map and hope we don't hit this mountain. Where's this mountain in relation to where we're going? We're facing this way, so this mountain must be here, huh? If we go out like this. Yeah, there's water before it. And that's this water before it. Okay. I'm going to trust the computer as best as I can. I'll make adjustments to altitude and or heading bug as I need to. And my child is mad. He has more school to do today. It's like a week, no, it's like 4 days later. Still more school. That's my life. It's supposed to be bedtime. I'm going to put a child to bed and hopefully I'm back in time to land a plane. Here's some sightseeing for you in between. If I can manage it. See you in a little bit. Alright, I just want to break into the sightseeing, not to talk about these hilarious peaks, but because we are riding the highest ridge of this part of the Andes in Argentina and Chile. So there's the ocean out there to the west. That is the ocean. That is how far away we can see from up here. And that is Argentina. We are so high. I was trying to hit 10,000 feet, but the airplane doesn't want to go any higher. I assume in real life it can. At the time I'm recording this, I still haven't been able to find the service ceiling. I'll try to find it during editing. I'm sure the service ceiling is way higher than 9,000 feet, but I can't get any higher. It'll like start to bob up and down like a 300-foot bob. So I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to try to get over these mountains, but we are riding the peak. So if you look down here, of course the white is higher right next to us, but if you hop outside and go behind us, look at that. We are riding the peak of the Andes. Isn't this crazy? I'm actually confused why they had us come this high. You'd think they'd have us like go over there in the valleys and stuff, but we are at the peak of the Andes, and there's the ocean. That's how far we can see. That is crazy. I just wanted to show you this. It was similar when we were in the mountains. Look at that peak right below us. In the mountains for the Nevada bush trip, but it wasn't anything like this. This is crazy. Oh, the sharp peaks are rendering in. Oh, look at that one. We need a screenshot of that. Oh my gosh, that really needs to be the thumbnail. That's hilarious. Oh, look at the Alpine Lakes. Oh, look at that. Can you imagine being down there? I don't know if you could get there and live, though. Look at that. The lakes, and that thing's hilarious. Oh, just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Oh, are we turning or are we having a problem here? We are right by that lake. Okay, so we're turning on purpose. Oh my gosh, they get higher. Right there, that's what that is. Looks like we get to go around it, thankfully. Yeah, that right there, the highest peak is right there. And we're so close to the train that we're getting turbulence. That's one thing I love about this sim, is the turbulence you get when you're too close to train. Just like real life. Oh my gosh, just look at this. Wow. Anyway, back to sightseeing. I'm actually going to leave you with this shot right here. See you in a little bit. Well, it looks like we're on the home stretch here. Just checking out some areas around us and enjoying everything and appreciating everything that I can. This is just a gorgeous area. I don't know what else to say. It's enormous. Like, the scale of all this stuff is just insane. So if we look at where we are and where we're going, we are right here right now, and we're heading to here. And we're just coming down. It looks like there's a little bit of elevation up here, but otherwise it's pretty much the home stretch all the way down. So I'm having to come down to 4,000. I hope I don't regret it. I hope I don't have to climb again for this. If we do, I'll use heading bug to get out to the water. We'll just take the coast in. But that's just right over here, see? So, I mean, it's only a matter of, you know, how far? Actually, let me look. Actually, no, there's the next lake, this lake here. So it's either, you know, here, or if it's too high, just bump over there. Not a big deal. In fact, why are we turning to the right? Let's not, because there's terrain there. Although that terrain's like a good half mile or more away, but you never know. It looks scary. Anyway, let's hop outside and appreciate some sights together here. So we got this big plane that they spelled P-L-A-N-E, which would be like a plane of a multi-dimensional object, but this should be P-L-A-I-N. I'm sure we talked about that before. Isn't that just incredible? I'm taking so many screenshots. I don't do anything with them. I'll take like 100 screenshots and then pick one for a thumbnail and get rid of the rest of them. But anyway, there's another glacier back there over the left wing. We flew over a couple glaciers. We flew to the highest point of the Andes. We flew over like the second highest. There was a little bit of higher stuff just in front of us when we turned. But for the most part, we were flying over the highest ridge of the Andes. It was crazy, intense, and we did it. Just incredible scenery all around. And I try to get as much as I can. I try to save as much as I can without making the video too long. But, yep, see, here's that other hill right there. So it looks like we're going to go between. Okay, so our elevation or altitude should be good. No, there's probably another one up there, actually, yeah. So we have to keep an eye on it. Hopefully these clouds don't cause us to ice up. I don't see any anti-icing in this airplane at all. Let's turn that light back a little bit brighter here. There we go. I don't see any anti-icing. If we do, I don't think it's intended to need it for these bush trips. Yeah, I don't think so. Otherwise, a little bit left, not much left. I don't know how long we've been going because I totally forgot to start this timer. I was all excited to start it for this long trip and I forgot because I'm not using my checklist for this because it's just a bush trip and they start the plane for you and everything. It's not ice up. I see a runway light up there, but that can't be ours. That can't be for us because we're way back here. See, we just left this. And our airport, no, that can't be our airport. There must be another airport in here somewhere. There it is. No, that's a waypoint. Why do I see runway lit up? Did I click on something wrong? I can't. Oh my gosh, I thought I actually clicked on back on track. How come I can't? Oh, I hit num lock. No, that wasn't a runway lit up. That was just the clouds. I was going to say there's no way. Because our runway's way over here. And this is the thing. So we're going to be too low for this probably. So I might just have to take heading bug and go around it. Which will be fine too. Yeah. We're going to have to go around. In fact, let's do heading bug right now because it's a perfect heading. So let's hit the heading. Do heading bug. Then we'll just heading bug around this. And land. So not too much left to go. This is taking way longer than I thought. This video will have legs through 11, but after this flight I have to hang it up for the day. I was hoping to actually get through leg 11 in this sitting, but it's gonna be the same video for you, but I'm gonna have to come back in a couple days, but that's okay. I'll renewed energy. So anyway, sightseeing for a couple minutes without music, and then we'll land pretty darn soon here. We're almost at our final cruise of 4,000 feet, and then we'll come around that corner, find an airport. See you in a moment. So I think that's your runway there with some flashing lights. Although if you come out here, they're not there. But well, they are if you change your angle. See? Oh, that has to be our destination. Alrighty. So like I've said before, let's take the last couple of minutes here and look at the site stuff together, since we can't squeeze in any more actual sightseeing setups here. Looking good. I think that was probably the most dangerous flying. I know the computer flew under the autopilot, FMS flew it, but got to be very careful about altitude, very careful about speed, and very careful about making sure autopilot wasn't going to send us into a mountain, because in the past we have had to take over with either ourselves manually flying or heading bug to avoid catastrophe. So it does work, or it does take work. That's what I was trying to say. So anyway, some good sightseeing there. I'm excited to be done with the longest leg, second longest leg. Now, all of our landings, until the last one, have been going fabulously. So I don't know what happened last time. So I'm petrified about this landing. I hope it goes okay. We'll just have to wait and see here. As long as there aren't any weird deformations of the terrain, it should be fine. I'm still blaming that last landing on the terrain deformation. Because it has to be. The takeoff was weird too. It was like it was slanted to the right or something. I don't know. Oh, look at the little farm operation down there. It's just these little things, like these little tiny things about the sim that I love. And I get to fly a plane and pretend I know how to really fly a plane. I pretend pretty well. I don't know if anybody would trust me in their own plane, but I pretend I know what I'm talking about. That is so cool. Kind of a sparse town there. Sure, there's a reason for it. Alright, are we about ready to turn on the final? I think we're going to kill autopilot right now. Oh, it's going to like trim back, isn't it? Yep. Ugh, I don't know why it does that. I say it every time, it's like it resets trim to like the slowest possible speed whenever you take autopilot off. My yoke is like almost all the way forward. Come on. Alright, that has to be a runway. I don't know why it wouldn't be a runway. I mean, for crying out loud, look at right there, right? See that? Yep, in fact, we're taking the actual approach, because look at all the waypoints. So this would be the real instrument approach. And I coincidentally decided to go this way myself. How awesome is that, huh? Not that hard to figure out, but there we go. Trim is starting to catch up. And let's come on in. Gears always down. We had one of these really long approaches in one of the Nevada trips, like after Lake Tahoe or something, I think. Just a long approach. It's only a couple miles, but it felt like forever. Like we're, 4 miles out, 2.5 minutes out. And it feels like forever. Like these 2.5 minutes feel like half an hour. I think it's the anticipation. Loving the waves. Loving the farmland. Loving the runway. Let's not get too low. So let's look at the end of the runway, not the terrain before, because there's a little cliff there, and if you point down, you're going to crash into the cliff. That's how that works. You have to look at that in the runway for sure. We'll start slowing down in a minute. We'll hurry up and then slam on the brakes. And crosswind landing, left wing down, right rudder, hopefully without ground looping and crashing. Because some of these touchdowns, man, if you don't have crosswind experience, I don't know what you would do. You would crash the plane. I don't know. So with all that stuff, like this mountain stuff, and there's my Maine Coon, the mountain stuff and the crosswind landings and stuff, this is done in the really long legs. This is definitely the most challenging of the bush trips, even with the GPS assistance. It's still way more challenging than the Nevada one. The Nevada one just took a lot of brain work. I wouldn't say it was very challenging. The Balkans one, that was easy peasy. That was actually boring. And I'm very curious to see what the Alaskan one is going to be like too. Second set of flaps, third set of flaps. And this wind took us a little bit, so now we're off. I know the props are in the red. They'll come out. There we go. All right. Left wing down, right rudder. Coming down, we're going to slip it in, bring the power back, and let's not touch down until we're almost at stall, because we don't want a ground loop. So let's keep it up, keep the nose up, but not too much, because we are a tail dragger. And here we go. This should be good. This should be a good one. There we go. Slam on those brakes. And there we go. Perfect. Nice. Good way to make up for last time, huh? Hour and a half is only supposed to take an hour and 10. So there we go. Let's move on to the next leg. Alright, here we are, leg 9. And let's just see where we are in the runway. Oh, good. We actually have a runway to use. Let's see here. We'll do flaps in a second. Let's see. What are we doing? It is later. Is it the same day or the next day for me? I don't even know. It's just not the same time as leg 8. Alright, Delta Victor for this one. Let's see, Delta Vic, oh, right there. That's going to take 41 minutes. Okay. All right, so we're going to head north and follow a road between mountains. So you shouldn't have to go terribly high. Let's go about 3,000, I guess, and then around this lake. I guess it's going to be a big, vast lake. Okay. Simple enough. Okay, cool. Let's read about it. No, let's not. Let's do our altitude first. We'll leave that up. Let's do 3,000 as long as it doesn't put us... Okay, let's do 4,000 in case it puts us close to a mountain. And then we'll just use Henning Bug if we have to. So there is 4,000 there. And I'm not going to use IS hold. Okay, so here we go. Santa Cruz, make your way northeast after taking off, following the shoreline, North Airport. Okie dokie, easy enough. Continue north up the shoreline. You should already be able to see another river. Make your way there. The river will twist and turn through the opening. Follow the red until you see a road running close to the river's western bank, which we just pointed out. Largo Vidam, Vidma. The road will cut a path north. Just cut right through those mountains. And after following for a short period, will lead you to the lake, another lake. Make your way to that shoreline. Just in turn, head southwest along the southern bank of the lake. After passing the river opening, continue the shoreline. You should see a road. So roads, rivers, and lakes. You'll see another lake. Okay. And just ahead, you'll see the wide riverbed. All this stuff is for that little path between lakes. Off to the west, the western shoreline, capped with the White Mountain. Make your way to its base. Make your way to the shoreline. You should run another river. Okie dokie. In the distance, another glacier. Follow the shoreline. You'll soon lead you to a bay. Ooh, there we go. And that bay is probably where we're going to be. Ooh, it's a dirt strip. First dirt strip we've had, I think, in a long time. Turn east, you see a road twisting and turning in an airstrip where you can land. The road runs directly to an airstrip. It looks like the road cuts the airstrip. So that'll be kind of easy, hopefully. Hopefully that'll make it easy enough to see. Okie dokie. And anything I need to do, there's that White Cap Mountain we're not going to hit. Alright, so as long as the computer keeps us from running into mountains, we should be good. We will use nav, but if the computer puts us into mountain off use heading bug. Simple enough. All right, here we go. Let's get into the right position here. And let's do 2 sets of flaps just so it's out of our way. 3 flaps got us out of our way. Oh boy. I also turned down the sensitivity of my rudder pedals even more, and I noticed they were already down like 90%. So now they're all the way down, and it is a little better. I also create a little bit of dead zone. There we go. Flap, flap, flap. And props in, brakes to stop the wheels. There we go. Alright, that's all we need to do. Let's do flight director and nose up to get our whatchamacallit. There's nav. We want to get our IS down to 64 if we can. So we want to get about 1,700 feet per minute. It's coming down. There's 77 and 6. I did say 64, right? Because it's 64. 74 miles per hour or 64. Come on. Here we go. It's supposed to equate to about 1,500 feet per minute, but that depends on altitude too. And there's 70. Let's just do it at 70 just because this is taking forever. There we go. And we have nav. And there we go. Hands-free flying. Simple enough. Oh, let's repair and refuel because we used a lot of fuel in that last trip. There we go. Computer's flying for us. And like I said, we will use the FMS with nav on autopilot unless the airplane tries to kill us by putting us into a mountain, and then we'll just take over the heading bug. So that's it. Quite a bit of sightseeing, but not too much, hopefully. And I will see you in a little bit. I don't have any stories, so see you soon. So I just have a mid-leg update for you here. We'll quickly enjoy the scenery that we're going to leave, and then a few things I wanted to point out as well. But this is really a cool area. You can tell glaciers were here at one time, or they still probably are a little bit. Awesome. So a few things I had to do is I did raise us to 4,900 feet to clear this because the computer had us cutting across over this, which made me a little bit nervous. And then we're about to turn now onto the lake, but I think what I'm going to do, our destination is actually right there. So I think what I'm going to do, in the interest of time, real life time, instead of going around the lake and hugging the shore just to see a few bays and roads, I think we're actually going to cut across the lake and head towards our destination. It feels kind of cheaty and everything, but just because this will save a couple minutes and there's no reason to do all this over here, we're going to do it that way. Yeah, so forgive me if that drives you crazy, but that's how I'm going to do it because we can. So let's take our good old heading bug here and switch to heading. And then let's start the turn this way. And then we'll zoom out a little bit until we head across the lake. Come on, even more. There we go. We'll just head across the lake at an angle. And then that'll bring us right to our destination, which is right here. Alrighty, so that's what we're going to do. I know it seems like we're kind of cheating, but I don't know what we'd be cheating exactly, other than cheating time. So actually, let's go like that. There we go. And then that means we can also come down to about 3,500 feet or so. And vertical speed down. Just a gradual, what, 400 feet per minute or something. And we don't even have to adjust our throttle. I don't think we should stay out of overspeed with that. So there you go. We're going to scoot across the lake, maybe a little more in the heading bug, I think. There we go. Just like that. See how that's going to work? Again, I feel like we're cheating, but again, what are we cheating exactly? So, yeah, we're just going to cut across the lake. I know the only issue would be if, like, your engine died, you might not have enough glide distance, and so by regulation, you might have to stay close to shore so you can make it. But if you were going to crash, you have to crash by law the least impactful of the number of people. So if there are cars here, roads here, you're supposed to take the water, maybe. I don't know. I don't know all those exact details, but I just know there are details. It's like a multi-part law. But anyway, I don't know. I'm getting into that, other than because we probably should have cut across the lake for safety, but we're going to. So there we go. We're just going to keep our little aeroplane pointing across the lake like that, and keep an eye on that. And then we get closer. We should have plenty of space here to maneuver and find this airport, because according to this thing, it's dirt along the river. See the river bending around there with the road going right through it. So if we look for roads, we should probably be able to find it, right? We'll see. That might be a tough one to spot. So that's what we're going to do with that. One more thing I wanted to show you all is I find this interesting. So I'm spinning around, looking around at stuff, right? And you can go around, you know, like an owl, turn your head all the way around, right? But if you want to turn your head the other way, oh, now it worked. Wait a second. Okay, hang on. I was playing with this. Let's try it like this. I was looking around. There we go. I was looking around, and it was fine, right? But then he went the other way, and he gets stuck. I think that's super funny. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. I also think it's funny that if you look up here, there's storage, but it says maximum 1 pound capacity. Right? Look at, see? 1 pound. I also think it's interesting there's a sky roof. Skylight, moon roof, sky roof. Because if you're looking at stuff out there, you might be upside down, which you probably shouldn't be. Or maybe you're looking at buildings and mountains or something. I don't know. But anyway, just things I'm amusing myself with as I sit here staring at a map for 41 minutes. I'm just looking to see if there's anything with this aircraft I've forgotten to look at, but it's actually not that complicated. It's a very, very simple aircraft, to be honest. There's like no icing or anything. It's just very simple, and you just have a cup holder. So, oh yeah, we gotta check our fuel because you only have 5 gallons difference. Then we've got 20, like gallon and a half there. So I don't need to switch tanks yet. Okie dokie, that's it. Yep, big waste of time, but I was getting lonely and I had to tell you something. So I'm just gonna adjust my heading bug a little more and head across the lake, and I'll see you on the other side. right, is it time to land a plane? Is it time to land a plane? It is time to land a plane. And I almost missed it here because I had to go tend to something quickly before I land a plane and hang this up for the night. Oh, look, there's another glacier up there. Check that out. Look at that. Oh, that reminds me, one more thing I was going to say when I was showing you the tour of the cockpit is I like this view a lot in terms of perspective and everything, but I can't see anything on my dash. So I can't possibly fly like that. Alright, here we go. Let's zoom in a little bit here and come down. I'm still trimming down like crazy. And we're going to look for an airport where a road runs right through it, I guess. I don't see anything right now, of course, but we probably will have to fly over it and land. I don't expect to be able to see it without a preview because there's a lot going on there. We can take our final moments here of looking around. Isn't that cool? Blue glacial lake, right? That glacier spilling out. Alright, let's hop back inside and see if we can find this thing. Where are we here? Whereabouts are we going? Let's see here. Let's turn a little bit. Keep an eye on the prize once we find that prize anyway. Keep an eye on our altitude. We're 2,500 feet up. I don't know the elevation. I don't think this is still ocean level elevation like the other places have been so far because there has been separation between bodies of water, but I don't know. Okay, we're getting really close because we're moving up on that map really quickly here. And I'm just concentrating off the nose a little bit. Halfway between the nose and the mountain is where I'm looking. According to the map, it's closer to the mountain. We don't want to get much lower than this because we won't be able to see, but at the same time, a dirt strip you might not be able to see from too high either. Well, there is a road there. Oh, is it right there? No, that can't be it. Is it? I'm looking at this strip right here. There's a road there. Or is that the road and that's the runway? You know what I mean? Or maybe it's neither. Maybe it's neither. We'll see. Because there's a road for sure. So that's not going to turn into the runway. Well, there's a road there for sure too. Well, wait, there's also a strip right there in front of us. Oh no, that's it right there. We're about to go over it? I think it's this right here. Yep, that's it. That's definitely it, right? Definitely it. Okay, we found it, so now we just have to get in a position. Which way do we want to be to approach based on the wind? I don't know. We're just going to land. We're going to come out, do a really tight U-turn, and then land. Give ourselves enough distance to slow down. Alrighty, let's slow down. Buy ourselves some time. Have a steep turnaround. Well, that's a standard 30 degrees there. And first set of flaps. And a little bit of throttle here. Second set of flaps. And now we got to find it again. Where is it? I lost it. Of course I lost it. Oh man. Where did that thing go? There it is. Okay, good. And come down, final flaps. And try to do this while not being able to turn. So 500? Oh yeah, it's about 900 feet, 800 feet. Good. Alright. There it is. In sight. Get ready on the rudder pedals here. Nice and easy. We have full flaps. We have quite a long runway. So we should be able to touch down right at stall, then let it drop to the last couple feet. And we should be good to go. Here we go. I'm getting kind of nervous now ever since that crash landing we had with the ground loop. But that was because the runway bounced up or jetted up on us, but still, I'm really nervous ever since then. Everything else is going great up until that point, up until that moment. Here we go. Alrighty, then let's just bleed it off and let it come down all on its own now. Let's see. Come on, where's that stall horn? There we go. And step on the brakes. Oh boy. Oh my. What the heck? It's most my rudder pedals are okay. There we go. We should be good. I think we're still on the runway. Are we? And we are. Hey, we're only like 2 seconds off. Nice. Alrighty, moving on. Legs 10 and 11. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. Leg 10. Leg 10. Now, let's see. What are we doing? We're first going to do this and see. We are going to Indigo Oscar. So let's see where Indigo Oscar is. It's a short trip through a valley and through a valley and hopefully not into the mountains. So for this one we will trust the computer, but if we get too close to these mountains we'll use heading bug and get around them, because that's going to be pretty low lying, and that isn't. So let's see here. What do we want to do? We want to let's do 4,000. I have a feeling that's not high enough for the mountains. I'm going to be using heading bug, but let's just do it anyway. All the way down to 4,000. Come on. There we go. 4,000. Use IS hold. And that is it, right? Oh, we got to read about it. We have to read about it. All right. Make your way northwest over the plain. PLAIN. Ahead and fly towards the mountains in the distance. You should soon see a river. Yep, we just saw that. At the fork, you should take the northernmost branch. It winds and narrows and widens the way north. Eventually, you should see the river fork towards the end of the mountains. Do not hit them. And then it twists and turns around the mountains. You arrive at a lake. Head towards the northern shore, and you see a river opening. Follow the river as it curls away past the pools and through dense forest. Head directly northeast along the eastern bank of the lake, and you end up Laguna Redonda Airport. Head through the valley beyond the lake over the forest and runway. You can land in the trees. So there's a river here, forest, and a runway. Let's review that one more time. That must be the lake they're talking about, or that could be the lake they're talking about, or that could be the lake they're talking about. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, I know where we are in the world. Yeah. Alrighty. No, that's not the lake. The airport's right there, duh. One of these is a lake. It doesn't matter. We're just going to fly around for, 14 minutes? So for us, it's going to take an hour? Hopefully not. All right, here we go. Flaps all the way down just because it's a shorter runway in the dirt. And I'm so nervous about landing this plane ever since our crash a couple legs ago. I don't understand. Everything was going so fabulously. And it was like I knew what I was doing for a while, and all of a sudden, it's a disaster. And the satellite is not loaded on the mountains in front of us. Do you see how the satellite's loaded there, but not there? That's weird. I'm sure it'll load by the time we get there, but here we go. Working brake off. Brake on, though, with full throttle, so it torques up a little bit. Do you see that? And here we go, and let's try to stay in the... Oh, there we go. Oh, nope, I was going to say my rudders are nice now that I turned sensitivity down even more, but no. It's still a freaking disaster. Oh, my gosh. The heck, are the crosswinds that bad? Jeez, step on those brakes. Flap 3 in, flap 2 in, flap 1 in. And what are we going to do? We're going to jump right into autopilot. So here we go. Flight director on. And we'll use nav. And autopilot engaged. And IS hold. Come on, come back a little bit. 66, 5 and 4. Boom. There we go. 64 knots and or 74 miles per hour. Optimum climb of this thing should translate to about 1,500 feet per minute depending on altitude, and we're going to get there. That is the published. Also, I know I probably put this in an edit, but I finally did find the service ceiling for this thing. 14,000 feet for this thing, which is what I about suspected. Look at that cool cliffside. Imagine the cliff diving off of that, huh? And the cold frigid water that's probably never warmer than 48 degrees ever. Anyway, we're leaving this area. This was clearly glacial at one point. It's obvious. I love this too, not just for the flying and sightseeing, but for the geology. It reminds me of geology classes in high school. Actually, this would have been before high school. High school's rocks. But geology, geography, all that fun stuff. Alrighty, so I think that is it. I need to decide on, what do I need to decide on? Prop speed and heading versus nav based on the mountains here. So I'm going to manage altitude more or less. I'm going to manage altitude and autopilot. You get to sightsee for a while, and I'll see you in about, well, let's see, 14-minute flight time. I'll see you in about half an hour, my time. Only a minute or two for you through sightseeing. See you in a little bit. Alright, I'm already interrupting because I was going to climb because the computer wants to take us right over this mountain ridge, but the airport is actually right here around the corner already, and we don't want to go over this mountain ridge because we won't be able to land at our airport because it's down to ground level. So we are going to hand fly this, I think, which is going to be kind of exhausting. There's nothing wrong with it other than means we can't really do much with our sightseeing because we're going to be busy hand flying from the cockpit, but that's okay. That's okay. We haven't hand flown any of these trips yet. We've used heading bug for a lot, manually using the heading bug and everything, but we haven't hand flown them. So we're going to hand fly this one. I just want to see where we're going. So we're heading past that lake, and the airport's just past that lake. Alright, perspective in this thing is just crazy. I have to readjust. I was doing perfectly fine, and then I used the drone by accident outside of autopilot. Now I have to recover from what the plane was doing. Anyway, it looks like we're almost over that lake, but really we're just entering it. And that's kind of interesting. And then as far as where we're headed, this body of water must be that one. It just looks round from this angle. And that dot must be that one, which means your airport is right here. You can see the rivers coming out. So your airport is right in there. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of elevation to get to it. And if we see it, it should be fly straight in. That looks cool. You can see like the avalanche there. Isn't that awesome between the wing supports? How about that side? Oh, that's cool too. I love that tree line. Is that awesome? So the sim stops the trees here, but the satellite stops the trees there. That's kind of funny. That's okay. I'm glad we're not landing there. Anyway, I keep thinking that's our airplane shadow, but it's dirt. Alright, so we need to find this thing. I believe this is it right here, which is confusing because that's quite a steep angle given the terrain right there. What the heck is that all about? So let's start slowing down without losing altitude so we don't lose sight of it. Yeah, this terrain is so bumpy. Is that really our airport? Are you freaking kidding me? Do we have to like slide down the hill like we're in a sled or something? Man. Or are you supposed to come from the other side? No, we're coming in from the side. So we need to do is keep sight of that airport. Do not lose it off the nose. So we're going to stay high and just use the nose. I'm slowing down, by the way. Use the nose to point at it. We don't want to lose sight of it ever. If we do, we're too high or too low. If we keep sight of it, we're just fine. Oh my goodness. I guess my voice is raspy. Some type of allergies in the house, even though it's winter. My kids are the same way. Doesn't matter what season it is. Okay, so here's the deal. We're probably way higher than we think. No. I don't know. I don't know the airport elevation. Maybe we're higher than we think. If we look at the trees as a reference. Yeah. So maybe we're not anywhere near crashing into this mountain. I don't know. That's the scary thing about mountain flying. This perspective is so challenging. You think you're going to hit a mountain and you could be miles away. Like we literally could be like over a mile away from the mountain to our left. Easy. But I don't know, man. I don't think that's a mile. But who knows? All right. We're at idle. So we can start bleeding out speed so that we come in with flaps down. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're really high. We're going to have to give ourselves a little bit of distance here. First set of flaps a little early. Ooh. Second set of flaps a little early. Full flaps early. Now we're coming in, but we're really fast. So let's slip it a little bit. That'll help us bleed off a ton of speed very quickly. Whoa, these rudder pedals are ridiculous. Rudder pedals in simulators are so sensitive. Okay, now what? What? That was weird. Is that the turbulence doing that? Because I don't know what happened there. Oh boy, this is really difficult. We got wind now, turbulence off the mountains. Yikes, this is our scariest approach yet, actually. Even though it might not look like it, it feels like it. Let's not hit that tree. We're going to skim the top of it, though. And we're going to land right at stall. Ooh, there's a tree. Boom. Ooh. What? Did I hit something? Did I hit the tree? What happened? What happened? What was that? Anyway, brakes, yoke back. What? I didn't hit a mountain. What was that? I wish we had a replay mode. Anyway, we got it. What? Took 10 minutes longer than it was supposed to. All right, last leg of this part 3. Let's go. All right, I want to see what happened. I want to see what happened. Did we hit the ground? We didn't hit the ground. Maybe we hit the tree trunk. I thought you could go through trees, to be honest. But maybe we... Oh, wait. This is freaking amazing. The river or the creek, and then the dude's house. Mountain man. With a satellite on it. Nice. It is facing the right way, too. So what did we hit? The only thing I can think of is that we literally hit this tree trunk, which I didn't think mattered in this sim. I thought trees were freebies because of things like this, right? That tree right by the approach. So I just assumed that trees were a freebie, but maybe not. Maybe we hit that tree and it counted as a collision and we bounced off of it. Well, there's a cool little bridge. Look at that. Look at that. I know it's a flight simulator, but these details are just ridiculous. You can actually get under that bridge too. Some of them you can't. Whoa, we need to do this more often. Wow, this is like being in a super high-end video game. Well, simulators in a sense are the highest end video games you can get. It's what drives other video games. But look at this. We can like, whoa. Look at, we can like take a little kayak down the river. What? Oh my gosh. This is amazing. This is amazing. So anyway, we must have bumped the tree trunk. That's one thing I can think of. I love the grass too. I mean, anyway, it's just funny because what should we have done then? Stayed much higher, I guess? Higher and slower, like maybe stayed right at stall and then nosedive the last couple feet, I guess. That's what we should have done. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We made it. We didn't crash. All right, here we go. Repair and refuel in case we damage something and don't know it. Let's get some lights on. Everything else is good. And let's see what we're doing. We are going to... That's Zero or Oscar? Can't really... No, that's an Oscar, I think. Oscar Hotel. Oscar Hotel should just be right up the road. We're just going to follow this river thing across the lake. And... Right there, yeah. So we're just going to cross the lake and follow the lake arm. I think we can use the computer for this one. Yeah, we'll come up with like 2,000 feet or something from where we are. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad. Well, shouldn't be too bad. Let's see what the landing is like there, for crying out loud. That was weird. I'm telling you, it's getting scarier and scarier as we go here. I'm getting more and more nervous. All right, 14 feet or 14 minutes, so make it half an hour for me. Travel north from the airport to the shoreline of a vast lake, O'Higgins. Northeast water shoreline, see an outcropping, follow the outcropping, make your way towards the Mountains Peninsula. Adjust and turn north, skirt along the rocky shoreline. To the north, you'll see long water channel. Continue north, you'll see a pool of water. You should see a shoreline up ahead in dense forest. Keep heading north along the coast, and then you have O'Higgins Airport with a little city. So this should be a much easier approach and landing. It's next to a city, and it's long and big. Big and long and wide. Right? Wide, long, big, next to a city. That should be pretty easy, actually. Okay. What are we doing? What did I say? We're going to do like 3,000 above where we are. We're at 2,000. Let's go to 55 then. 55. Where are you? 55. There we go. And we'll probably just start off with nav right off the bat. And flight director nav, there we go, and we'll do IS hold for that. Okay, full flap down, which is kind of short, looking out the window, parking brake off, holding the brake so it torques up on us here, and get on those rudder pedals. Man, I'm just thinking about moving my feet and this thing moves. Jeez, so difficult. And we're up, I said. Flap 3 coming in, step on the brakes. Flap 2 coming in. And flap 1 coming in, props back, and autopilot will bring us to nav, and let's do IS hold at 66. There we go. Good. So that was easy. Okay, if we can use the autopilot, we will. If I have to hand fly, I will. I just can't do the sightseeing shots for you if we hand fly. Although I prefer hand flying when it comes down to it. It's more interesting, but easier to crash that way. So that is it for us already, and I will see you in about, well, it's supposed to be 14 minutes. I'll see you in like half an hour. We have a mid-leg update for you here. First of all, I wanted to look out the windows because it looks just gorgeous. We had some really good rivers coming down through there, but I missed it in sightseeing. Bummer, but it was really awesome. There's another one coming up we can look at there. Same with this side. There's a really cool river coming down. Look at those cracks in the rocks. That is so cool. Anyway, I ended up using heading bug because we're going to crash to a mountain unless I climbed. I didn't want to climb, so we're using heading bug. We're actually getting blown to the right a little bit here, or to the left, I mean. So we're going to adjust that a little bit. Let's come down even more. Let's come down to, let's go 2,700 feet for now. Yeah. just slowly over time here. And then we'll adjust our heading bug for the wind. And then it should just be a straight in approach up here somewhere. Remember, there's that big city and a big runway, so it shouldn't be hard to miss. Looks like this is that right there. So it should be like right in here somewhere. So if we do this right, we shouldn't have to worry about missing it. So let's move heading bug back a little bit now. If you look at the GPS, looks like there's a lake up there that empties into this, but it might be dried up or something. Let's see what happens when we come around this corner. I'm like moving my head around the corner to see around the mountain. That's hilarious. No, there's water coming down there. Yeah, so there's a lake that empties out into a stream. Can't see the lake goes around the corner. But we could like fly down through there. I guess I used to fly like that all the time in the mountains when I would make up my own flight plans, VFR plans. We used to fly stuff like that all the time. But in X-plane, you don't get the turbulence off the mountains. In this simulator, you do, so you got to be a lot more realistic about your choices, or else you could end up with some trouble. So if we keep an eye on this and we adjust our heading bug accordingly, we should fly straight in. Is that it right there? That could be it right there, which would mean we'll skirt around this part that comes out and come in here and land. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that's it. So once we catch up to it on the nose, we'll keep it on the nose with altitude. We'll slow down, all that good stuff. So we're done looking around. I'm gonna get closer and see in a second. That's cool, all those taller mountains peek out, although the satellite imagery stops right below the snow cap, so that's kind of funny. But looking good over here too. So there's the tree line in the sim, and then the tree line on the satellite, and then the snow cap line. That is so funny how that happens. But yeah, we're quite a ways away from the shoreline, so let's move over and let's come down a lot, because that airport is coming up really quick. So let's actually slow down as well. So we're gonna come back to idle here, get comfortable in our chair, and then we'll bleed off speed. If we have to slip it in, we will. I don't want to if I don't have to, just because the rudder pedals are so sensitive in this sim. It's hard to do that stuff. Yeah, we're still quite a ways away from any danger there. Oh, I'm feeling the turbulence though, coming off the mountains. That's what makes this the most difficult. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, tough. Very difficult to control. Again, you can't see how much work I'm putting into this because I don't have a camera on myself, but it's a lot of work here. It's a lot of work. I lost sight of the airport, but that's because I want to get lined up better. Let's just go like this. I can see it. Slow back down a little bit. There we go. Well, there's some houses at the bottom of the mountain there. Alright, first set of flaps a little early, but we'll get them in. And second set, I know I'm kind of using them as brakes. You're not supposed to use them as brakes, but they do work as brakes. There's full flap, full prop. And let's just keep it above stall here. Oof, this is tough with that turbulence. Man, this is tough with that turbulence. Let's get out this way though, because I can't see the airport because of the framing of the aircraft. I'm gonna bring this pretty close. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I really want to look down this river valley here. We're trying to land an airplane. We're getting fast. One more peak. Why is this telling us my hard drive? I haven't replaced my hard drive yet. I'm getting a new hard drive for Christmas. I think you're watching this Christmas Eve or even Christmas Day, but in real life it's way before Christmas right now. But I can't wait to get my new SSD drive for recording. I have an SSD drive as my main drive, and then a storage drive that's hard drive, which is fine. And then I didn't want to spend the money, so I got another hard drive for recording, which has been a pain in the butt ever since I got it. Here we go, touchdown right at the end at stall, and boom. A little rough, but that's okay. Whoa, that was our worst landing yet. What? What? Oh gosh, don't. Oh, full left rudder, there we go. I'm scared to push on my rudder pedals because I don't want a ground loop, but I have to, man. And there we go, we made it. one of our worst landings, but it counted, and 10 minutes longer than it was supposed to take. All right, that is it for part 3. Yeah, that was part 3, right? Whatever. I'll see you next time for the conclusion of the Patagonia bush trip.